I'm Brian Anderson with Stan Van Gundy and Hall of Famer Grant Hill. Allie LaForce will be reporting from the sidelines. You look at Charlotte.
And there's always a little bit of animosity when these teams get together. But that is why it's a great rivalry.
Yeah, it's a game both teams get up for, regardless of recent records.
And stolen by Williams. And both backcourts in this one, Stan, cream of the crop.
Well, a lot of people would say that this is a guard-oriented league. I think it's a league of all the positions, but tonight, certainly, whoever can win that guard battle will probably go home with the W.
Certainly the headliner tonight. Lopez with the steal. Here's Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Well, you see the athleticism on the break there from Johnson.
Earlier, Allie LaForce spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. What'd you find out, Allie?
We talked about how his team is prepared to defend against Darius Garland, and Coach said we need to communicate and stay on our toes defensively, whether it's scoring or passing the ball. Garland is a creative player who knows how to manipulate opposing defenses. We should be able to hear his defense talking tonight, guys.
Thank you for that, Allie. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
Nice work defensively to contest that shot right at the rim. Nothing easy.
And everything Banchero does is with aggression.
Pass to Johnson. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. And Grant, the Heat, last season, retiring Udonis Haslam's number 40.
Yeah, he played his entire two-decade career in his hometown of Miami. And for all of his contributions on the court, what he meant to this organization off the floor was just as important.
Now, here's Williams. He's averaging about 6 points per game. Here's Lopez. And it's Lopez with the jam.
A savage reverse jam. That takes great body control.
No question. He was making a statement right there, man. Here's Banchero. Rebounded by Johnson. And so it's Johnson with it. He brings it up for the Miami Heat. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And sends it home with some passion.
I think he's rubbing it in a little bit here. Hanging up there like that. Ball looks over the floor. Outside, Williams. Just 5 on the clock. Charlotte needs to get one up in a hurry. And Clingan pulls it down.
1 for 5 out there, but no worries. Just keep attacking.
Pass to Lopez. Here's Johnson. Williams defending. And Carroll with it. It's stolen by Johnson. He takes it in. And the defense didn't have position. They whistle a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line. Grant, the Hornets are a team hoping to end a pretty substantial playoff drought.
Yeah, it's been a long time since they made a buzz in the postseason, but their return could be closer than people think. A few smart moves here or there might be all it takes.
Now here's Barrett. Still no points. Banchero outside. Pass to Williams. Six to shoot. To the middle. Oh, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Putting that pass right in his stride. Didn't have to slow up and was able to complete the play.
Charlotte shooting their first free throw of the game here. And the Heat unveiling the statue of Dwayne Wade, Stan, the face of the franchise forever.
Yeah, Brian, you think of what he meant to this organization, propelling it to its very first championship and then attracting other stars to Miami. He is truly the foundation.
And look at Ball take off. Love seeing him use his athleticism to slam it home.
De Silva. Oh, a clear foul there. On the missed shot, so he'll get a pair at the line. Miami shooting their 5th and 6th free throw attempts tonight. First free throw is good. And he makes both free throws.
Well, you have to appreciate a big man who can step up to the line and knock it down with confidence.
Barrett with it, now guarded by Sohan. Now here's Ball. A steady force on their offense, recording around 14.5 a game. Here's Banchero. Rebound Miami.
Now, this hasn't been his quarter so far. He's really struggling to get going.
Pass to De Silva. Sohan outside. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Wow. Sohan just erupts off the floor for the dunk. A reminder of how athletic he is.
Now here's Ball. They set the pick. Ooh, anticipated the pass. It's a turnover. Fast break. Here come the Heat. Pass to Lopez. And it's Lopez with the jam.
They've controlled the paint so far. That's been the difference.
Yeah, it's not difficult to figure out why they built this lead. They have been dominant in the paint.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
LaMelo Ball is such an instinctive playmaker. Talking about his approach, he said, "I'm just making it up. I see someone, I throw it, whatever comes to mind." Brian, the way he sees the game makes him box office attraction.
I like it. It's that new school flair with a game that harkens back to some of the greats. He's special to watch, Allie. Charlotte, no good that time either. Inside. Here's De Silva. He can't get it to go. Great D that time from Banchero. Here's Barrett. And he drives in.
And Barrett's teammates and coaches love when he shows some edge, slashing to the rim with purpose.
Sohan inside. He got a piece of it. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. For three, Barrett. Tries again. The rebound by Wiggins. Miami leading by 9. Sohan outside. Pass to Lopez. Back to Sohan. And out of bounds. Charlotte will have it. A deep three from Ball. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Heat out in front, up 9. And the second quarter is on its way when we return. Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. All right, guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for the Heat?
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnovers.
Yeah, we got to talk about how pestering they've been on defense, forcing turnovers and finding ways to score off them.
The shot by Sohan, no good.
That's his shot, and one I'm sure he wants back.
A good-looking shot from the wing.
Yeah, the instant LaMelo sees the opening, he's moving the ball. He jumps at the chance to feed a wide-open guy.
And given LaMelo Ball is 6'7", how does this give him an advantage in his position, Greg?
Well, B.A., he's able to score on smaller guards, as well as see over them and find his teammates. His height and quick decision-making are real weapons.
He is really scuffling this quarter offensively. Perhaps a little frustration setting in.
6 on the shot clock. Banchero in the post. It's hauled in by the Heat. They've led by as many as 11. They host the Hawks after this one. It'll be the second of 3 straight games on their home floor. And here's Lopez. Lays it up and banks it in.
And using that size to his advantage. I mean, I like it when Lopez establishes himself inside and looks to capitalize.
Now here's Banchero, giving them some good production, putting up just around 16.5 points a game. So both teams changing it up here.
Substitution on the court.
Harden surveying the D. Pass to Gonzalez. Stolen by Bridges. In transition. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
Almost converts despite the contact.
Miami shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. And Grant, we know the importance of the veteran leaders on a team, but not every vet wants to accept a mentorship role.
Very true, B.A. In your later years, that role becomes a blend of playing.
Don't start.
And kind of coaching. Not everyone is cut out for that. Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
Here's Sohan. Rebounded by James Harden.
Well, this is certainly not the game he was hoping for offensively, but they've been able to find points as a team even without his contributions.
The offensive rebound. The shot comes out. Miami leading by 9. And so they foul intentionally.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Here in quarter 2, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Here's Collins. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Collins has got his first points of the game.
Well, Sohan is one of those guys that always looks for the next pass.
Right side, Harden. Five to shoot. Thomas outside. No good with the triple. Sohan with the ball. Harden picks him up. Here's the Silva. Up top, Wiggins. Bridges, right side. To the inside. Collins. And Collins with the slam.
Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Boy, good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
Yeah, I'd consider calling timeout right away after that one. The defense has to be better there.
Again, the miss by the Hornets.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
And it's Sohan. To drive.
What a slash right there by Sohan. A big man with fantastic mobility.
Outside for Harden. It's stolen. Here's the break. And they go to the intentional foul. Sohan with the ball. They look to him to score consistently, averaging around 13 and a half a game. And they pick up 2.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
Here's Fall. Can they get it? Rebound Miami. Bridges outside. He drops it from range. Bridges has gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game. Here's Gonzalez. Charlotte, no good that time either.
The other team just looks more in sync and is riding the momentum.
Their body language does not look good right now. They're deflated and unable to stop this run.
Now here's Bridges. They lead by 20. That's the most we've seen. Here's Collins. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
This run has been fueled by their Matador defense.
And here's Thomas from the arc. They get it again. Over to the wing. To the wing, right side. Pass to Fall. Oh, 3 chances on that possession, but they just can't find a way to score.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
There's a minute 12 left in the second. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
And it's Sohan off the drive. And the rebound goes to Charlotte.
Wow. Missed the easy one right there, right at the rim, but came up with
Throws it down emphatically.
He's got serious hops, right? You add that to his ability to penetrate, that's 2 easy points. Here's De Silva. He's got 6. Again, the Heat misses.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen.
Now here's Barrett. Looking at his production, close to 12 points a game.
And he gives up some size inside, but makes a great adjustment on the finish.
Yeah, you got to love that kind of effort. Getting in there and fighting through the defense.
First personal foul. Team foul number 4.
And he can't get the first one. And it's Charles Lee calling timeout here. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Yeah, hoping to tap into something that'll get them clicking.
Yeah, they just have to be more patient. Less forcing and more passing.
And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time.
You got to be able to capitalize at the free throw line. They're really struggling with that this quarter.
Yeah, way back when I started coaching, you never wanted a three-pointer on a fast break. Now, it's the shot teams are looking for.
Left side, Williams. The three from Banchero. No luck on that one. And so it's Miami in command with a 13-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their defense has forced a number of key turnovers, giving them a clear advantage on possessions. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere. Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Heat leading by 13. Pass to Klingen. And here's Lopez. Clock at 6. Lets it go from deep. Knocks down the triple. Lopez has got 5 points.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. Must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless. Building this lead in every way possible.
Probably a play they drew up in the locker room at half.
Yeah, I like how they're establishing their interior presence right away. That's going to collapse the defense and create other opportunities.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Here's a great quote from Coach Eric Spoelstra, who said, "The Miami Heat culture is a system based on discipline and hard work. We stand for something. That's competition. That's winning. We feel that there's a championship DNA that you can develop." And Brian, they walk the walk.
One of the great organizations in the league, Allie. Miami leading by 14. Down low. Klingen. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
First personal foul.
And you watch Donovan Klingen. He really benefited from that extra year in college, Grant.
Yeah, the development cycle can be a little longer for sitters, B.A. He cleaned up a lot offensively and took his strength and conditioning to another level.
Hornets trail by 15. Ball with it. And Lopez picks him up. Williams from long range. Rebounded by Johnson. And so it's Johnson with it. He brings it up for the Heat. To the paint. And he dunks it down.
It's those kind of passes that bring up the entire team's confidence.
And out of bounds, the Heat will take it.
Heat ball.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the final half. Play now.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those. Williams on the wing. Back to Banchero. The three is up. Again, the miss by the Hornets.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
4-3. And the rebound goes to Charlotte.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Pass to Barrett. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter.
Not a great start to the second half. Just 1 for 4. Got to find ways to generate better looks here.
Here's Lopez. Yep, that one goes. Lopez has got 5 points now this quarter.
Yeah, their defense is starting to wear down. That's 3 straight buckets at the rim.
to win the run. And it's laid in by Banchero.
Well, that's where you want to get Banchero the ball. He's got great touch around the basket.
And there's the drive. It's rebounded by Banchero. Hornets trail by 19. There's Ball with a three. Lopez with the steal. The three. Can't hit that one. Ball outside to the inside. They get it back. Back to Banchero.
You super clicking off, dog. God damn.
Clock at 4. And it's Charles Lee calling timeout here. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. Stan, you've coached so many rookies over the years. What are some key things you like to see from a player coming into the league?
Well, look, you've got to have a guy, Brian, that's ready to compete at that level and has to bring that every night. From there, it's just all about learning. There's going to be mistakes, but you want guys who can learn and improve at a consistent rate.
Is it true that defense is the fastest way into the coach's heart?
Well, it's certainly a way to gain confidence, that's for sure.
Charles Lee calling timeout here. He wants to review the game plan.
Protecting the rim has to be their top objective right now.
Well, if you're just going to let them score inside at will, you might as well pack your bags.
For your Miami Heat dancers.
2 on the clock. And they forced the shot clock violation. Great D. Heat leading by 19. On the take. It's hauled in by Fall.
Yeah, he hasn't had the best night from the field, but his teammates have had his back.
Gonzalez. Three-pointer, no good. To the left side wing. Here's Klingon. Second chance shot. And that's 2 points on the layup. Klingon's got 5 points.
Like a matador. Olay! There was no defense. That has to be one of the easier shots I've seen tonight.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
Shot clock at 6. Whoop, there's the shot clock violation. So they'll turn it over. And the Heat with some changes. And it's Miami's ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Pass to Wiggins. There's a minute 59 left in the third quarter here. And it's Sohan to drive.
Well, he can play the 4 because he gets off the ground so well.
On the clock.